Matter in our surroundings. Characteristics of particles of matter. Activity 1.3. How does the smell from the incense stick reach your nose? The particles from the incense stick must be traveling through the air. Because the air particles also must be moving, the small particles of the incense stick must be going into the spaces between the air particles and then moving along with them. When do we get the smell faster? When the stick is burning. Activity 1.4. What do you observe immediately when the ink drop is added? The ink starts spreading quickly. What do you observe immediately when the honey drop is added? The honey starts spreading slowly. It also tries to sink to the bottom of the water as it is heavier than water. Activity 1.5. What do you observe just above the solid crystal? We can see that the particles from the crystal are slowly mixing with the water and floating away in the water. What happens as time passes? More and more particles from the crystal mix with the water. Does the rate of mixing change with temperature? Yes, the mixing happens faster in hot water than in cold water. This must be because the particles in hot water are moving more than the particles in cold water. This could be because the hot water particles have more energy in them that they receive from heat and they vibrate more. New science term. Diffusion. When particles of two different kinds of matter mix on their own with each other by getting into the spaces between the particles. On heating, diffusion becomes faster. This is because of the increased vibrations and motion of the particles. The mixed particles get carried away faster and more particles can mix. Read Activity 1.6. Which group was easiest to break? The one where the children are just touching each other's fingertips. Why so? They are not holding each other with much force. Activity 1.7. In which object would you say that the particles are holding each other with the greatest force? The iron nail. It's the hardest to break. Activity 1.8. Are you able to cut the stream of water? Not really. Why not? Maybe because the particles attract each other. Additional things you should know to answer some questions. Do you know what osmosis is? Osmosis is a simple, natural process that occurs all around and inside us, and it's one on which our lives depend. The process is this. In a solution, particles of a solvent such as water move across a barrier from the side containing a lower concentration of a particular solute, a minor component of the solution, to one containing a higher concentration of it. Of course, this can happen only if the barrier allows the particles of the solvent to pass. Osmosis requires no external force, and the reason why it occurs remained a mystery until the mid-20th century. According to the accepted explanation, osmosis occurs because the solvent particles try to distribute themselves equally on both sides of the barrier. Osmosis is how plants absorb water. Even human beings drink water, but their cells absorb it by osmosis in the same way that plant roots do. The filtration of blood that happens in our kidneys also happens through osmosis.
If you like our videos, do share them and subscribe to our channel. If you want awesome quizzes, write to us. Keep watching and keep learning with Walnut.